Okay, and here we are inspecting the 2000, I don't know the year, but Nissan Frontier. I always get the year wrong. Sometimes I get the make and model wrong. My bad, guys. So yeah, so this is my first time seeing it live with you guys. So whatever I see, you're seeing for the first time. But at the first glimpse, it is pretty darn dirty. All right, so this is completely my bad. I don't know what happened. I just need to go and purchase a new mic because the rest of the footage that I have, minus the very last after, has no audio. I know it's a big bummer. I mean, imagine me out there working on top of trying to film for you guys, and then I get home, plug it into my laptop, and then I see that there's only 2 files out of like the dozens that I have that actually have audio from this A7 III. On the GoPro, there's audio, no problem there. But yeah, it's very disheartening. My bad. It's gonna suck. So I'll either try to overlay it with some like other footage, audio from other clips to kind of give you that same feel or experience, or I might just throw some music over it. Again, that's my bad. I may need to make sure that the audio is always working. And I know already from the get-go, a lot of you are going to be like, Oscar, you're running the hose from one side to the other side. Oscar, you're using the drill brush and you're not moving the hose out of the way. Look, the vehicle is very, very dirty. We also have to do a wash and wax and polish out some areas on the paint. So this ends up being an 8, 9, 10 9-hour detail. On top of that, I'm still trying to film for you guys. So if you guys don't like what I do, I'm still just trying to get footage, because if I still, there's always going to be something you're going to complain about. So look, whatever, I'm trying to get footage. I'm also trying to clean. You try to go out there and do the exact same thing, and I can guarantee you it's not going to be a walk in the park. So it is what it is. I try to get footage. I still try to work. That's how it goes. pass. Just a quick first pass to get both of it. And he's gonna drill brush us.
Alright.
Okay, so now let me talk to you about the detail. Since there is a ton of debris and pet hair and dust and dirt embedded literally everywhere, a big emphasis of the detail is just making sure we're prepping everything up right. So we're gonna spend a lot of time vacuuming, using the drill brush, getting into all the nooks and crannies with different brushes, using the motorcycle blower that we have to push out as much debris that we can from those tight areas, because we want to make sure, usually, you know, I go for like 60-70 on the first pass, but with something like this, like, it's just so much. The owner said he hasn't cleaned the interior since he purchased it, which is in '08, I believe. So there's a lot of work we have to do before we actually get to the actual cleaning of the interior surfaces. So here it is going to take us quite a bit of time to go after everything.
Are you not getting bit by mosquitoes? Dude. Yeah. I got bit on my face.
And I know this looks kind of out of order as far as like I should remove that little cubby there, and maybe I should do something in a different order. But when I do film, not to like make complaints or anything, but when I do film, it's because I don't. Once I start working, I don't know how much I'm actually gonna record versus when I'm just gonna start working. It's not like I'm saying, whenever I see the opportunity to record, I will. But then once I get into the weeds of it and then I start working, I let go of the camera, and that's when I start missing things. So, you know, the first thing I should have done is remove those cubbies, maybe blown things out. But in the heat of the moment of just trying to get footage, I throw steps out of the way just so you can see it on YouTube.
Where'd you get that?
Amazon.
Is meant for that?
Yeah, it's a pumice stone, so it's also like kind of used for feet.
For
It's
what?
like for your feet. It's the same concept.
All right, so normally, and I mean, I 99% of the time just use a spray bottle when I'm cleaning door panels. But seeing how filthy it was and the thick layer of dirt that's on there, I opted in for the pump sprayer. Now, some of you might say, well, you're gonna oversaturate it, it's gonna get into the electricals. Yeah, be mindful. I mean, again, common sense will fix a lot of these issues that you may have. So don't spray directly into the controls or directly into the speaker box or whatever. Yeah, don't do that part, you know. But you have no problem just like misting it on the plastic panels. Make sure it's not hot outside. I mean, make sure it's not, the panel itself isn't too hot and that it's not too hot outside where it's gonna dry really quick. So you want to move fast if you're gonna saturate the entire area, because again, if some area starts drying and you start agitating that area, you're not really gonna get any efficiency out of that. So I'm gonna use, for all the door panels, I essentially used 3 brushes, which is those, I think it's, I don't even know what those brushes are, but I used the big and small one, and then I use an upholstery type brush, which is a bit more aggressive than the other brushes that I'm using. But given how dirty it was, it needed to be aggressive. And here, like, it doesn't look pretty. Like, there's a lot of liquid everywhere. I'm just scrubbing all over the place because one, the vehicle is super dirty, so we gotta get moving. And two, it just, you know, it's dirty, so you're gonna get dirty as you clean it to make it cleaner. It's just, you know, not everything looks fancy and dandy and super cute and sexy as you usually see it on YouTube videos. And now we moved over to the blower part, and Anthony's just blowing out as whatever else we can get, specifically in those tight areas. So I mentioned it in a previous video where I'm not a fan of just blowing all the debris and just crap out of the vehicle just to put it on the ground. I'd prefer to vacuum as much as I can. Just a personal we could be a bit more efficient if we just started blowing everything out, but I'm just not a fan of that. Forgive me, you know. But that's what that's what we're doing here. And again, I am very, very, very happy with I keep on saying I'm gonna make a review video. I haven't, my bad, but I am very pleased with this $85 motorcycle blower that I've been using for interior and exterior on almost every vehicle now. Next, we're moving on to the seats, and these Nissan Frontier seats, and I think Nissan has these types of seats because I know they're in the Xterra as well, where they're like these honeycomb pockets. It makes it a bit more difficult to clean, but just because you don't see foam in the seat doesn't necessarily mean you're not cleaning it. I know a lot of people like to see the foam come out when you're agitating. Just out of my experience, I'm not right or wrong, but it doesn't. You don't have to see the foam in order for it to be cleaning. And the extraction part was rather weird too, just because the fabric is really funny to work on. So it just removing the pet hair, agitating, and extraction all felt a bit different with these types of this type of cloth seat. On the dashboard, it's pretty straightforward. I'm using APC diluted 10:1 with several brushes. Here I sprayed on the top surface just because there's so much dust and wiped it down. Sprayed it again and then agitated with a brush just to make sure I'm getting any real stuck on dirt. And then the rest of the steering wheel, the dashboard, the instrument cluster, the vents are handled by 2 or 3 different brushes. We wanted to use a steamer, but because their outlet didn't work, that was right there in front of us, and we were still using several machines, like I mentioned in other videos, that we don't turn on the steamer because then the steamer will take up all the power from the generator and then we can't run anything else. So although a steamer would help here and there, we were still able to finish the entire plastic areas in the front, which is like the dashboard and the center console and all that jazz, in a relatively short time frame. So a steamer would help, but if you just have the right tools and products and you know how to use it, and also you move fast, you can still get it done in a timely manner. Alright, so now we have some GoPro footage and it has some audio. That's good. So areas like this is where a steamer would really help out, or even a Tornador if you have that on hand. We don't. We have a steamer, but we don't want to power it up, as I mentioned. So we're just going to go with some brushes and APC. It does take a bit longer, and even if we did use a steamer, we're still going to go back with the APC and the brush because there are just areas that need to be physically agitated because it's that bad. But getting into like those small tight areas, blowing things out, is much quicker than using the brush itself.
And here we are, is the finished product for the most part. We're still touching a few last spots here, but we're gonna wrap it up on the interior and then head on to the exterior, where we have to give it a wash and wax, polish out some scratches, and then clean out the bed, camper, thingamabobber. But overall, we had amazing results on the interior. The customer is gonna be able to sell it at a better price point, I guess, because it's cleaner. At least that's what everyone says.
And then here we're turning on the truck, that way we can clean the entire gear shift. So we pull it all the way down to its lowest gear and just clean anything out.
Is that you?
Gear on.
Okay.
Alright, so sorry about the audio again. That was a big bummer on my part, but this is going to end the video. Just a few more clips. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave those in the comment section down below. If you want to know the tools and products that we used, or you're looking to start your own detailing business, just check the description box down below for all those links and resources and guides. I will see you on the next video.